everyone, and welcome to round 2 of the Sydney Dragway 2011-2012 New South Wales Championship. I'm your host, Annette Melton. Well, the first round of the season saw perfect weather, a large field of entrants, and some fantastic racing. So, what will this round bring? Let's find out.
It's a Mazda R100. It's a 13B full PP. It runs 765 at 178 mile an hour. We did a few chassis mods. We installed some chassis connectors, and it's taken the flex out of the body. So it's paid off. Round 1 qualifying was good. The car felt strong, good burnout. We've put a little bit more power in it. We usually have a tyre shake problem, no tyre shake this time. Ran a 770, lifted a bit in the top. Just to get some data on the car, and we'll go back out now and try and push it to a 40.
We stepped up from super street category and we've set the car up to run basically for super gas with a clutchless gearbox and trying to run as close as we can to 990. It's tough with the different conditions, but we've found since they've improved the track that the track surface is a lot better for us and what we're doing at the moment. Yeah, just trying to get a bit of consistency, basically.
The world of drag racing is quite diverse, with plenty of categories to suit everyone and anything. Identifying cars in some categories is quite easy, as they are modified street cars. But in some other categories, things get a little bit more complicated with dragsters and altereds. Some of the categories you see cars built specifically for drag racing in are the supercharged Outlaws, Top and Super Comp, and many in the modified eliminator category. Supercharged Outlaws is a very entertaining category. It started as an exhibition category, but is now for altered sedans, dragsters and funny cars that run between $650 and $799. And of course, using a supercharged V8. The blower and the hatch sitting high and proud is the biggest giveaway. We caught up with some of the competitors to find out more.
It's a 1976 LX Tirana hatchback. We've had it for about, I've raced it twice now. It's been a long, steady process building it, and we're finally here now. Anywhere in the 6s would be good. We've run a 7.0 with 201 mile an hour. Felt pretty good, felt strong. Just getting used to the car, being left-hand drive. But yeah, hoping for a good day.
Okay, the car is a Neelan Parks front engine dragster from the United States. It's approximately 4 or 5 years old. I purchased it about 3 or 4 years ago with about half a dozen laps on it. The dream was always to run Outlaws. We've put the blown 406 cubic inch small block in the car. To date, we're still feeling our way with it, but we've ran the 727 at 187. Extremely pleased with the car. Had some handling issues in the early days. We've got those resolved, and the car is just now a pleasure to drive. It was through a friend of ours that we got onto Mr. Fielder. We didn't think it would really go anywhere because, as we all know, these sort of things are pipe dreams for Group 3 races.
Some drivers race their dragsters and alters in top or super compact as it offers index racing as opposed to dial your own. Most of the dragsters and alters you will see at Sydney Dragway race in modified eliminator, a dial your own category for almost anything.
I first got into modified when I was 16. Been racing, I'm now 50. I love it. It's a great camaraderie. It's all personal goals. You can spend a lot of money, or you can try and do it on a budget. And I'd rather do it on a budget and work with what I got and try and get the most out of everything, which is what I've got. And my car's just a small block Chev, power glide, fuel injected, and I just keep fiddling and try and get it consistent as I can. In the modified bracket, we have a different range of cars, from hot rod to dragsters to altereds.
it's a great mix-up in the bracket because you don't know who you're going to get paired up against. And with the dial your own racing, it doesn't matter what time you run. It's just all consistency on your own bat. So that is really appealing because once again it gets back to your own personal achievement and the consistency what you can get out of it.
Because we're hot rodders, I mean, there was really no choice as to what sort of car we built. I've had a few hot rods and built quite a few different things. And the modified was really the one bracket that we could run in. And because the car's fairly slow in the bracket, we've got a lot of room to play around and see if we can get it to go faster, you know. Yeah, it's just really friendly and everyone sort of says good day to each other and it's a good bracket.
We started building hot rod to race in the Nostalgia Series. The Nostalgia Series has ceased, so we've come across to modifieds simply because that's a category we're allowed to run in with this style of car. We're out here having some fun with them. It's budget style racing, you'd have to call it.
Well, I've been racing modified since 1981. I actually got into the sport because I'm a motor rev head from when I was 5 years old. We built this, went racing, rebuilt this one, went racing. The family goes away with us all the time. We've always gone away with the family. The grandkids are with us now. My son races, he actually cruised on anything, top fuel, funny car, door slammer. But my grandkids, they're looking forward to, they're old enough to get to juniors. It's just a sport that's great for the family.
What I like about racing in modified is, I don't know, it's a nice class to race in. Everybody's friendly, everybody helps everybody out. I know there are a couple of times that I've had troubles and flat tyre coming back and one of the other racers was knocked out, so he lent me his wheels and tyres because I was going round. So yeah, so everybody's like a big family in modified. We all get on well, we all help each other out. It's one of the hardest classes to run because you actually have to dial your own. So you have to know what your car's doing, how it's racing. Oh, I'd like to win again. It'd be nice to win again. But you just race as it comes. I mean, I came from not winning any races to winning the last 2 rounds of the track championship, which gave me the championship. And it came down to the last race, which was really, really good. But I just come out to have fun.
Don't go anywhere, as after the break we check out the qualifying highlights and the eliminations. Welcome back to the second round of the 2011-2012 Sydney Dragway New South Wales Championship. We've got plenty of drag racing action for you coming right up.
Top Sportsman was one of the most exciting brackets of the weekend, for both good and bad reasons. One bad reason was Paul Foley having a massive crash in his Datsun 260Z. Fortunately, he came out okay, but unfortunately, the bad luck in Top Sportsman continued, with Dallas White also having a dramatic crash. On Saturday, Robert Campisi and Johnny Briskus were going blow for blow in qualifying, both running 630s in their turbocharged V8s, over half a second faster than number 3 qualifier Greg Fowler. But come Sunday, Campisi became the quickest and fastest turbo car in the country and first into the 5-second bracket.
We had a few issues with our leads and the car wasn't going down on all 8 cylinders, and this morning we fixed that, and the first pass went out and hey, we went at like a 605, which was 246, we bettered our PB, and then we knew that to get that 5-second pass we had to put a little bit in it, so the boys worked effortlessly to put some boost in it, some timing, and sent it, and I knew once it got through its first gear, it was on a mission. It's just mind-blowing. It's hard to fathom at the moment to take in. It was just, wow. I knew it was fast, especially when I pulled the chutes and then we're trying to slow up, and I could feel myself trying to go through the front screen and the G-forces. I said, geez, that was fast. But 254 is like, wow, that's phenomenal.
It means a lot of hard work in the last year or so with the car, and our plan from day one where we wanted the car to be. And yeah, the relief getting there is unexplainable. It's fantastic. Well, now we can relax. We just want to start chipping away at the 5s and maybe a 5.8 out of the car, you know, a little bit more mile an hour. Yeah, we're very happy with where we are, but we're definitely not going to stop there. You know, we believe this is the way the sport's going to progress, and hopefully other people will come along and we can have a good bunch of cars racing against each other at that level.
Briskus and Campisi were both knocked out of the eliminations, but clearly times were on their agenda, not round wins. In Super Comp, Clint George took the #1 qualifying spot with this run. The Rotor Boys also gave us some entertaining passing. Come eliminations, #1 and 2 qualifiers, Clint George and Daniel Schultz both had wins, sending them to the finals. The Pro Comp Electronics Super Sedan field was massive, with 34 cars laying down qualifying runs. Top qualifier in Super Sedan was Bruno Romeo. Bruno was then knocked out in the first round after he red lit. #2 qualifier was Tony Hoosmans in the Chevy Camaro. He made it through the first round, but in the second, lost by 0.05 of a second in the reaction time. At the other end of the spectrum was Joe Zammit in the VL Commodore. He qualified in 32nd place, the lowest of all drivers to line up in the eliminations. But his consistency is what got him through. In the first round, he only got through by the skin of his teeth. In the second round, his opponent broke out. In the third round, he won on reaction time, and in the fourth, his opponent red lit, sending Joe to the finals again. Sydney Dragway also had some nitro funny cars and top fuelers come along as a chance for some practice and to put on a show for the fans. It was great to see some 4-second runs.
Stick around as after the break we continue into the finals to see who takes out each category in round 2 of the Sydney Dragway 2011-2012 New South Wales Championship. Hi everyone, you're watching coverage of the second round of the Sydney Dragway 2011-2012 New South Wales Championship. Now it's time for finals action to see who comes out on top.
The finals for Street Fighter came down to Kim Saunders in the Hot Rod and Greg Robbins in the Fairmont XW. Kim's win moved her into third place in the championship. In Screamin' Eagles, Scott McBurney went head-to-head with Robert Axia. Scott's win and Robert's second meant there is now a three-way tie for first place in the championship. In Junior Dragster, the finals was between Adam Saunders and Adriana McCaskill. Adam took the win, but Adriana held on to her lead in the championship. In Super Gas, the always consistent Ricky Dudek went up against Joe Catanzati in the LJ Tirana. Ricky's win and Joe's second made it 2 from 2 for both of them, meaning a good and close start to the championship.
Actually, well, it's a second win in a row. So today was a bit of a ball game race. It was just not. I don't think it was going to be my day today. We didn't go near the 990s. We were 10-1, 960s too fast, and yeah, just we pulled it off. Don't know how, but we did.
After the massive Super Street field was whittled down, the finals was between Carl Taylor and Richard Matosevic. Richard's win saw him move into a tie for first place in the championship with Carl Taylor. In the Rapid Bikes magazine Modified Bike Final, it was Gary Tansley versus Wally Hoster. Gary's win moved him into third place in the championship, while Rob Simmons and Wilkinson are now tied for first place.
Everything went really good today. We started off a little bit tough. It was, I think it was hard to come here today because of the weather. We were kind of worried that we wouldn't get a qualifying run in to really cement my position in the field. But luckily the track did a really good job and got the track dry and ready to race, and we got a good qualifying in and got a good position in the field for racing.
In Super Sedan, Joe Zammit made it to the finals once again, this time against Neil Constantino in the Tirana. Joe's win gives him a strong lead in the championship.
Well, the weekend was great. The weather turned out really well. Well, second time in Super Sedan, and this time I won it. The car's just consistent as always. My dial-ins were all right on, and just a good light, and it's got me there. Yeah, it was just great, mate.
In Modified, the finals was between Jenny Petrie and Andrew Musgrave. Jenny jumped the gun and red lit, which handed the win straight to Andrew, putting him into the championship lead in the process.
First qualifying pass, I ended up in the sand trap. The track staff got me out and we had to go home and fix the car. It took till about 6, 7 o'clock last night, fixed it, came out this morning, and just like old, straight down the track.
In the High Performance World Supercharged Outlaws, only Norm McCormack and Darryl Walford ended up making it to the start line. Norm's win gives him a commanding lead in the championship.
The weekend started off, from the very first pass we knew we had the car dialed in this weekend. It was consistently in the 730s. My natural tendency is to change things on the car, and I've got a pretty strong crew these days that convinced me to leave it alone. And fortunately, it was a correct decision. Despite the changes in the air, changes in weather, we stuck to our game plan, and it's a very, very, very pleasing result for me, my wife, the family, the crew, everyone.
In Top Sportsman, series leader Steve Fowler took on Andrew Constantino in the Mustang. Steve had a lower dial-in, but his perfect reaction time gave him the jump he needed to hold the lead and take the win, making it 2 from 2 and giving him a great lead in the championship. In Super Comp, Daniel Schultz lined up against Clint George. Clint red lit, handing the win straight to Daniel and catapulting him into the lead of the championship.
Yeah, we had a good weekend. It's a first victory for me crew chief Tim, so it was all good for us. Qualified number 2 overall.
The Pro Comp Electronics Top Comp final came down to Matthew Lisley and Cameron Ambezi. Both had an average reaction time, but Matthew stormed home for a 660 at 215 miles per hour to take the win and move into first place in the championship.
Weekend out started pretty hectic. We had nothing but tyre shake this weekend. Car reacted like it has never reacted before, so my crew was onto it and we tried everything, and for that last run I think we're pretty sure we found what it needed, and yeah, it went well. I'm not a blower person, so I do like beating the blower cars, and I want to push the turbo EFI into comp as far as we can.
We hope you enjoyed all the drag racing action. Make sure you join us again for round 3 of the Sydney Dragway 2011-2012 New South Wales Championship. In the meantime, you can get more information and event results from the website sydneydragway.com.au. Bye for now.